Thank you for joining me. Starting from seated, you can close the eyes or find a focus point in front of you and start taking deep breaths. Deep breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. Relax the shoulders. Let the tailbone relax even. So welcome to our post-workout yin yoga class. Bring the hands to the shins and start doing a little seated cat and cow. On the inhales, arch the back, shoulders are wide. And then round through the spine, round through the shoulders. And move back and forth with that range of motion a few times. And you can look over one shoulder on an inhale, and then the other shoulder. Be very organic about the movements. Maybe pause wherever you need a little more stretch, depending on what workout you did today. A couple more breaths here. And then hands next to the hips, drop the chin to the chest. And then right ear, right shoulder. You can reach the left arm out, maybe even move the left arm back or forward to find the stretch that you need. And then second side, chin to the chest again, left ear, left shoulder. You can reach the right arm out and move it either back or forth, finding the stretch that you need. And then shoulders up to the ears, back, down, and forward a few times. Let's move through that range of motion. Move with the breath. And you can switch directions with that. Shoulders up, forward, down, and back. Especially if you worked out arms or shoulders today. And then bring the right arm across the chest. You can hook it with the left arm. Get a little stretch across the back of the arm and the back of the shoulders. And opposite side, bring the left arm across the chest. Hook it with the right arm. Maybe move the neck around a little bit more. And you can rotate through the wrists if you'd like. And then hands next to the hips, bend the knees, and we'll windshield wiper the legs a little bit for the hips. Knees to the right, back through center to the left a few times. Warming up the hips and the low back. Straighten the legs, point and flex the feet, rotate through the ankles. And then cross the right leg over the left. So I will be mirroring you the whole time. Cross the right ankle over the left. Bend the left knee. And you can either move the heel back towards the hips or move the hips towards the heel. There is a different dynamic by moving the hips instead of the foot. And then energetically bring the right knee forward. You can straighten the bottom leg or you can bend the bottom leg, and we'll come into a square pose. In Hatha, it's known as either double pigeon or maybe 90-90. You can place a prop between the legs, sit up tall, and then fold forward, even getting a little rounding through the back. If the hips are super tight, go ahead and straighten that bottom leg. And if there's any knee issues, you can always take a reclined pigeon. Reclined pigeon, line on the back. So use your props as you need to. I like to put a block underneath my forehead. Let the arms relax down. And then take the first minute of this pose. We're going to be in the pose for a couple of minutes. Yin style, a couple of minutes. Lengthening connective tissues. But take that first minute or so to adjust the arms, the legs, the props. And then take a couple of transition breaths. Deep breaths in, pause at the top of the inhale, and then very long exhales out. Let the tailbone relax down. Let the shoulders relax down. And then start to make the exhales longer, even longer. So we're in our yin yoga poses. We're trying to lengthen connective tissues, and that's why we're going to be in the poses a little bit longer. In fact, sometimes a lot longer than a hatha pose. Hatha is for movement. Yin is for being still, using the breath, making space by staying in poses a longer period of time and allowing the body to relax or soften into the poses. Take a deep breath here and then slowly roll up. Head comes up last. Rotate the knees up towards the ceiling. Set the props to the side. And then windshield wiper the legs again. Knees to one side, back through center to the other. And in between sides, we're going to do a little seated forward fold. So you can roll up a blanket. I like a rolled up blanket. You can also use a towel, maybe even a pool noodle underneath the knees. You don't have to have anything underneath the knees, but it's always nice, especially if there have been knee issues. Take a deep breath in again and then roll forward, round through this back, round through the upper spine. You can use a prop underneath the forehead again. Any props that you need, arms wherever they're going to kind of land. And then once again, find a place that you can be still in for a few minutes. And that means using the first few moments of your pose to adjust the body, adjust the props, and then take those transition breaths. Deep breaths in, pausing at the top of the inhale, and then very long exhales out, relaxing the body, letting go of muscle tension and muscle engagement. Let the legs feel heavier. Let the shoulders slide down the back. And then maybe even find a little focus or meditation. Something that allows you to be still. Something also that allows you to be present on your mat. Letting go of whatever's happening around you, whatever you think might be on the phone, on the email, on the social media. Allow yourself time to be still. Soften a little more. And then slowly roll up. Head comes up last. Move your props if you need to. Setting everything to the side for a moment. And then bend the knees again. Windshield wiper back and forth. And then we'll take our second side. This is pigeon legs or figure four legs, whatever you want to call them. Crossing the left ankle over the right, I will mirror you as usual. And either move the hips forward towards the heel or the heel back towards the hips. You can take square pose, bending the bottom leg, stacking the legs so that the one knee is over the ankle and then opposite ankle over the knee. Also, possibility or modification is to straighten that bottom leg. You can even use a prop underneath the knee since it's not supported by your bottom leg. Sit up tall and then roll forward. As usual, you can lie down on the back in a reclined pigeon. But if you're in seated, roll forward, rounding through the upper spine, rounding through the shoulders. Let the foot, if the bottom leg is straight, let the foot relax out to the side. Arms wherever they're comfortable. Use your props as you need them and get settled in. Settle into your pose, whatever that might be. The great thing about yin yoga is we're not all going to look alike. Just like in life, we're all going to look different. So it's okay to look different than me. We're going for the target area, which is the hip, even into the glutes a little bit in this pose. And then especially if you're in seated and rolling forward, we want to get into the ligaments and the fascia in the back that surround the spine, that protect the spine even. Make the exhales even longer. Soften. Make a connection with the earth underneath you. You can always move the arms to one side or the other if you want to change where that target area is. But once you do find your spot, be still. Be as still as possible. Letting go of muscle tension, of muscle engagement. And just breathe. Slowly rolling up, head comes up last. Use the hands to rotate the knee or knees up towards the ceiling. Move the props to the side and go ahead and lie down on the back. We'll take a little rest pose, a mini rest pose, kind of like a mini shavasana. In yin, this is called a rebound pose. Looks like a shavasana, but shorter. You're going to feel sensations probably, heat, tingling, aching, especially after a workout. Breathe through those sensations. They will go away very quickly, within 30 seconds, maybe 60 seconds. Those sensations are called the rebound effect. All of the great things that happen from your yin yoga practice. More breaths here. And then bend the knees. Draw the knees into the chest, imprint the low back on the mat, and rock side to side a little bit. And you can make circles with the low back also. Circling one direction and then switching. And then rock and roll back to seated. And then legs out wide, firefly. You can roll up a blanket again or use 2 towels underneath the knees. These woven blankets are great. I will leave a link in the comment where you can get those from Amazon. Amazon Prime, we love Amazon Prime. Shipping for free. But relax the feet out to the side. Roll forward just like you did in your previous forward fold. Maybe use a prop underneath the forehead. Arms can rest down. Get that rounding, that nice rounding through the back. I give you permission to have bad posture in this pose. In any of the forward folds, you can have bad posture. Trying to get into the ligaments along the spine. Once you are settled in, go ahead and take a couple of transition breaths or relaxation breaths, letting the exhales be a little longer, drawing them out a little bit. Create a relaxing atmosphere for yourself. And let go. Use the exhale to let go. Find your focus or meditation again. Maybe you just follow light patterns that are left behind when the eyes are closed. Or maybe you have your own meditation. Meditation is practice, just like yoga. Try not to be frustrated if you feel yourself being distracted. A few more breaths here. Let the legs feel heavier. Tailbone relaxes. And then start to roll up, head comes up flat. Set the props to the side. Use the hands to bend the knees. And always take a little extra if you need it. You can always pause the video and come back. Do a little windshield wiper on the legs. Knees to the right, back through center to the left. And then lie down on the back again. Lie down on the back. Take a little mini rest. Our rebound pose. Bend the knees again. You can cross the legs if you want, or you don't have to. Scoot the hips to the left, bring the knees to the right. Hips to the left, knees to the right. Take a little twist. Arms can be out wide, or you can drape the arms over the head. If the arms are draped over the head, bring them a little farther to the left, the opposite side of the legs, twisting from the middle of the spine. Use props underneath the legs if you need to, or even the shoulders, anybody who has shoulder issues, especially post-workout. My workout today was spinning and circuit training. We worked on legs, but we also did some upper body. So I'm trying to get a all over body pose for post-workout when the twist is so great for that. Wringing out the spine, creating some length in the side of the body, but also finding the relaxation of yin yoga. Settle in and find your place of stillness. Find your place of peace here in this pose. If the eyes are closed, find a focus point like third eye, meaning gaze comes to third eye, center of the forehead, and then relax the eyes. You can also have a drishti or a focal point with the eyes open, yogi's choice. Let the body feel a little heavier. We won't be coming back up to seated again until the end of the sequence. So allow yourself to feel more connected to the ground underneath you. Uncross the legs, rotate the knees back through center. Take constructive rest between side, which is simply knees bent, soles of the feet to the earth, arms can be along the side. And let the low back relax. Then we're going to take it to the other side. You can cross the legs again. Scoot the hips to the right, the knees come to the left. Use props underneath the legs if you need to, or the shoulders. Arms can be out wide, or you can drape the arms over the head. If the arms are draped over the head, maybe bring them a little farther to the right, opposite direction of the legs. Take your transition breaths. Deep breath in, pause, and then a very long exhale out. And then one more time with that, settling yourself in to your twist, twisting again from the middle of the back. Allow yourself to feel heavier again. Only a few more minutes here in our yin yoga sequence. It's okay to be still. You got your workout done today. It's okay to allow yourself to be still for a few more minutes. Start to make the exhales longer. And then bring the knees back through center, the hips back through center. Uncross the legs. And find that constructive rest pose again, bending the knees. And then bring the knees out wide. Recline butterfly. If you have very tight hips, blocks or blankets underneath the legs would be wonderful. Some of you have more flexibility in the hips. You can place one block either between the feet or underneath the feet. Arms wherever they work for you. Out wide, draped over the head, or even left hand to the heart and right hand to the belly. Take a couple of deep breaths in through heart center, bringing in light, positive, healing energy into the heart, and pushing it through the rest of the body. And then exhaling, sink down a little more. Make the connection with the earth underneath you. You can even wiggle the hips around so that you level out the hips and the low back on the earth below you. Shoulders away from the ears. And then finally, you can stay here for your Shavasana, or your final rest pose at the end of your practice. You can stay here for the whole thing. You can stay here for several more breaths and then straighten the legs out. Whatever works for your body. Feel free to pause the video if you feel like you need a longer Shavasana or a longer final rest. Allow the breath to be natural. And just be still for a little while longer. Thank you everybody for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe. Much love and light, and namaste.